Okay. Are we actually live? According to this, I am. But I don't actually know for sure. There we go. Haha. Okay. Well, for those of you guys who are here, awesome, welcome. Basically what I'm doing right now is I'm doing a case mod here. So I've got a couple cameras set up here. I've got the one up top so you can see when I'm actually in the midst of doing this. And then I've got the camera right here. So essentially what we're going to be doing here, you can see that this Corsair power supply will fit in this case. This is a new Corsair RM850E because the old 550 watt power supply actually died on this machine. So there's not really a way for us to get another one because it's pretty old. Anyway, this isn't an Inspiron 5675, and essentially what the problem is there's one configuration for this, and the one configuration is the one way, of course, that it doesn't fit. As you can see here, the lip of this case actually interferes with the power on this guy, so what we have to do is carve this out. Now, if this looks familiar, it's because it is. It's actually something that I've actually done before. I had this exact case in here before from someone who looked exactly the same. So, meaning I'm working on a twins computer. This is someone who basically has a, oh, I guess that must be my mail at the door. This is someone who's got a twin. They bought the same computer at the same time, and they lived together, and but the power supplies did not die at the same time. So I've done this once before. If you want to watch the video of the version of this that I've already done, that's fine. I figured I'm going to do this on live stream, because why not? It's a little more fun to share with you guys on a live stream, and you can kind of see the type of stuff that I get to deal with on not a daily basis, because it's been a couple months since I've had this particular issue. But things are going to get scooched around here. I'm going to put the safety glasses on just because I don't want to get sparks in my eyes. I've moved pretty much all of the flammable stuff out of reach here because this does send up sparks. And the other aspect of this is that when I pull this power supply out, I'm going to tape it up here. That way I can be sure that little shards of metal aren't flying everywhere. So we don't want shards of metal getting onto the motherboard, shorting things out, that type of thing. So I like to use just a little bit of painter's tape. And what I'm going to do is mark where this needs to be cut in order for this power supply to properly fit here, which is right there. So we'll do it like that. And you're probably like, wow, that's a huge piece of tape for such a little area. And you'd be correct. It's just a point of reference for me. So there we go. Now, my plan is to actually take a piece of tape from behind, and once I get my Dremel going and get the cutoff tool for the Dremel, you'll actually see what I'm talking about. Those little shards of metal like to fly everywhere. So we're going to pull the Corsair power supply out of the case. That way we don't have to worry about that getting damaged at all either. I'm going to set that down here away from potential damage. And I'm going to scooch this camera down. Now, this camera, I'm going to try to keep it at a perspective where you guys can see it. Ultimately, my priority is going to be keeping this as safe as possible. So, as they always say, safety first. So you might not get the best perspective the entire time. So about that, I'm sorry. But I'm going to slap this piece of tape in behind, like I said I would. We're going to basically put those together, and then we'll get the Dremel ready. Now, I don't have to go crazy with this. I just have to cut it enough that the power supply actually fits in there. So I'm not going to go crazy. I'm gonna just take a little bit off, and yeah, you guys are under the Dremel lid. Sorry about that. Get the cutoff wheel out of the Dremel tool, or out of the Dremel kit here, and then get my little piece that everything locks onto. And then we're good. All right, don't worry, I'll reface you towards the computer here. There we go. All righty. So you guys are just going to be seeing a lot of sparks. I mean, primarily that's what this is. That's what this stream is going to be for you. So my apologies in advance. But I'm going to get this on here. I'm going to turn it and get it put into the chuck of the Dremel. And then we'll start in. All right, again, I'm gonna scooch some more stuff out of the way so we don't have a fire situation down here. I think the last time I did this, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't the best. It took a little bit of effort, so. Oh yeah, the other aspect of this is I do have to plug in the Dremel in order for it to work. It'll get loud, so if you're watching this and you're using something that's, you know, a loud sound system or something, definitely maybe turn it down, because here we go. Not the prettiest cut. Woo! Okay. I don't think we're quite there yet. So like I said, this is not going to be super pretty, but I think we might actually have it pretty well down. Pulling this off now, I can get back to doing what I was doing here, which is I'm just probably going to clean this up a little bit. There's a whole bunch of little metal shavings right here, so the idea now basically is just I'm going to try to get all of those picked up. Let's see. Let's test fit the power supply now. See if I can even get it in there. Get those holes lined up. Yep, I sure can. You can actually see that that fits really well, and that line that where I put those lines, the power supply fits perfectly. So now I can actually screw this power supply into place. We can have a full 850 watt power supply in here from Corsair, and we don't have to worry about case intrusion. So that's it. That's pretty much all there is to it. Now I just have to rewire the case and get everything going. So no metal shards in my eye either, so I'd call that a win. Again, it's not the prettiest. It never really is when you have to just use a Dremel to cut a case like that, but it does work. So 'tis what it is, I guess. And for the power supply, I'm gonna just go ahead and put the screws back in. I could use the new screws that come with the Corsair PSU, but I think I'm just gonna use the original screws that were with it. It's also crazy. I know that Dell made this computer so that you didn't have to worry about really taking it apart. Their consumer-based machines are primarily made for people who aren't going to be upgrading components. But I guess I'd just like to say I think it's really unfair of Dell to expect that you have to mod your case in order to do something like this. I find this to be really silly and very annoying. And there we go. I singed some arm hairs, but everything's cut. We've got our metal piece here that the camera won't focus on because it's definitely focused on the computer, but that's cut out there, so that's all there is to it, really. Anyway, this was a super short live stream because that's pretty much all I was doing. Thanks for watching, guys.